So, I'm finally here to bring you a spoiler-free review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And I gotta say, this movie was off the fucking chain. um, I saw it Thursday night. Like I told you guys what, I saw it 10 o'clock Thursday night. And let's just say I couldn't sleep right away by the time I made it back home. Okay. So for those of you who have not seen the movie, in the comment section, you're not going to have to worry about being spoiled because for this particular video, I'm going to put the comments on approval. Basically meaning that I have to approve the comments in order for it to show up and for everybody else to see. So this way, just in case you have some assholes that decide to put spoiler comments in a spoiler-free video, I will make sure that you guys won't see it because I won't approve of the comments. Alright? So, you guys will be able to, talk amongst yourselves as long as you guys keep it spoiler-free, especially for the ones who've seen the movie. Now, I don't really do movie reviews like that because I'm not in movie theaters that often, so I'm going to do the best that I can. So if I end up jumping all over the place, I apologize now. So, I'm going to start this off by answering the famous question that a lot of people have. How was Ben Affleck's portrayal as Batman? I'm sure I'm probably going to get hate for saying this. And it's probably going to be hate from people who didn't see the movie. But Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman is the best portrayal of Batman we have ever had. You hear me? Ever had. Yes, that means that his portrayal of Batman was better than Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman. Now, before you guys come at me with pitchforks and flaming torches and shit, hear me out. Christian Bale's Batman was good, don't get me wrong. But I truly loved Ben Affleck's Batman. You're not going to understand it if you didn't see the movie, okay? And I need you to know that I am not the only one that thinks that. If you pay attention to reviews and critics, they're saying whether you love the movie or you hate the movie, Ben Affleck's Batman was the best part of the film. His portrayal was snatched off the comic book pages. Like, you guys already know that his Batman is an older Batman, is a more brutal Batman. And he's a veteran. Batman has been doing his thing for 20 years. If you're a criminal and you run into this Batman in an alleyway in the middle of the night, you're going to the fucking hospital. You're going to the hospital. This Batman is so brutal. And his fighting, oh Jesus Lord. I'm not going to get too far into details. But all you need to know is that if you ever played any of the Batman Arkham games, whether you played Arkham Knight, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, any one of those games, that was the Batman that was Ben Affleck's Batman. Point blank period. That was his fighting. That was it. Trust me, that was it. And I'm so glad that I can sit here and tell so many people that I fucking told you so. I told you Ben Affleck was going to nail this role, and he did. Even critics are saying Ben Affleck is the Batman. That's how good of a portrayal he did of Batman. He nailed it as Bruce Wayne, and he nailed it even more as Batman. Now, with that being said, we all know he's going to get a solo movie. That is going to be the moneymaker right there. That is going to be the golden ticket. You know how, after seeing this movie, you know how many people are craving, and I mean craving, like, Like, you're a pregnant woman having cravings. That's how badly they want a new Batman solo film. People cannot wait to see a Ben Affleck solo Batman film. And I am one of them. I cannot fucking wait for a solo Batman film. Oh man, I loved this Batman. Loved it. Henry Cavill is Superman. Now, you guys already know that he is one of my top favorite Superman portrayals. Coming second only to Christopher Reeve, because Christopher Reeve is a legend. Christopher Reeve is Superman. The difference between Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill is that Christopher Reeve is the older version of Superman. He is Superman, but he's the Superman with that still got the red underwear on the outside. You know what I mean? He's the Superman that was in all the comics where you had like the bumbling Clark. He had the glasses. You know, he was bumping into shit and you know, you can look at him and be like, there's no possible way he could be Superman. He was that Superman. Henry Cavill's Superman is the Superman from the New 52. The Superman with the edge. The Superman that with the attitude. The more modern Superman. You know, this Superman is not your typical big blue Boy Scout. You know, Christopher Reeve's Superman was that Superman. He was the Superman that was the Boy Scout who, you know, never drank liquor, no nothing. You know, he was that Superman. Henry Cavill's Superman is the more modern. He'll drink a beer. He got the edge, and that's the reason that I love Henry Cavill's Superman, because he has that more modern edge, and he's not just your typical big blue Boy Scout, and I love it. I love that he got that edge. I love the fact that he got a slight little attitude. You know, not to say that he's not the caring Superman that everybody knows and loves. He's caring. He loves humanity. And it shows in this movie. He goes through so much shit in this movie that it's really not even funny. Like, it's really to the point where he's being fucked with mentally and emotionally. And it's just like, God damn. My boy can't catch a fucking break. Like, it's one of those. And, you know, I just fucking loved it. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot nailed Wonder Woman. I loved her portrayal as Wonder Woman. And I can't get into details about this, but there are certain scenes where if you're able to catch it, because it happens pretty quickly, but during the fight that she's in, she does something that is just like, yo, that is an Amazon. Like, that's an Amazon loves a battle. An Amazon loves a challenge, and she shows it. And it's a quick scene, and I don't want to get into details about it. I'll do that in the spoiler review, but she does something that shows, like, that you could just tell, like, she's a fucking Amazon. Yeah. So I love the fact that they snuck that in there. When she came on screen as Wonder Woman, oh my God, the crowd went crazy. When she came on screen, that's all you heard was just applause. And it's just the way she came on screen. And obviously I can't get into it, but it's the way that she came on screen. Wonder Woman, yo, and I said it to my girlfriend. I'm like, yo, she's about to fuck him up. Loved it. Even the scenes where she was just Diana Prince. You know, I feel as though that she nailed it. And when she spoke, it wasn't as heavy as an accent as she normally has. So in case anybody's worried about that, I can tell you that it's hinted that it's there, but she controlled it. And I really loved it. And I truly can't wait to see her solo Wonder Woman film. Jeremy Irons as Alfred. Loved his portrayal of Alfred. It is a different Alfred. Just like we had a different Batman, a more violent Batman, a Batman who is not being touched by any other Batman in regard, especially in regards to fighting. Oh my God, his fight. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got off track. This Alfred is a different Alfred. He's not your typical old butler who just, you know, is just like, yes, Master Bruce, and just taking any old kind of shit. This Alfred held his own. This Alfred was more involved in Bruce as Batman. You know what I mean? He was more involved, and I like the fact that he was more involved. Yeah, because I really don't want to get into too much details, but just know he was more involved. Put it this way. In the trailer, you saw Alfred basically like taking the controls and flying the Batplane. He's even more involved than that. That's all I'll say. Now, so Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. His portrayal of Lex Luthor is very, very different than what we're used to. And in critics and all the reviews that I've seen, it's like split down the middle. Like, if you liked it in the trailer, then you'll like it in the movie. If you didn't like it in the trailer, chances are you're not gonna like it in the movie. But it's very different. But he's still crazy. Like that's what makes his Lex Luthor so interesting to me, because it's so different. And even though he's like your pompous rich boy, but at the same time, he's crazy. Like, he'll talk to you normally, as your typical rich boy doing certain shit. But if you say something that he doesn't like or doesn't approve of, or he wants something and you deny him, boom, he snaps and switches. And like, you've seen in his face, like he'll snap and he'll switch and the crazy comes out. And that's just so interesting to me that they did that for Lex. So I'm not saying that Jesse Eisenberg killed the Lex Luthor role like I thought he was going to kill it. That was a little bit disappointing to me that he didn't kill it as much as I thought he would. But I still think he did a good job. Especially since it's so different. And like, I can't get into details, but just know that this Lex Luthor is like this. He's not all up there. Like, there's something not right up there. But I like that, and I cannot wait to see more of that. Like, I want them to elaborate a little bit more on that. Now, the Batman versus Superman fight. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to get too far into details. Number one, just know that fight was off the chain. Number two, this isn't a spoiler alert, but it's just to let you know what they did. Almost everyone that I know went into this movie thinking that the fight was going to be like, either the fight was going to be a draw or the fight was going to get interrupted. It wasn't going to be one of those a definitive like Superman beat Batman or Batman beat Superman. It wasn't going to be anything like that. A nigga was wrong. They give you a definitive answer as to who beat who. For obvious reasons, I can't say who beat who. Just know that there is a definitive answer as to who won the fight. And when it happened, I couldn't believe that they did that. I'm sitting in the theater like, yo, they just gave a real answer as to who won. I didn't think they were going to do that. So the fact that they did that shocked the shit out of me. But I'm not going to say who You have to go see the movie to find out who won that fight. But I will be elaborating that in the spoiler review. Now, the Doomsday versus the Trinity fight. Oh my god. First off, when the Trinity was on screen at the same time, matter of fact, that pose in the trailer with the three of them, like Wonder Woman had her shield and she was ready, Batman had his gun and he was ready, and Superman was just standing there ready. Oh my, yo, the goosebumps on my, oh my god. I damn near wet myself. Oh man, seeing the Trinity on the screen, oh my god. Okay, now that fight was sick, sick, and I saw this whole movie in IMAX 3D. It was my first IMAX 3D movie. Beautiful. The just, you need, like, whether or not you go see this movie in regular 3D, whether or not you see this movie just in just regular, you need to see this movie in IMAX. Oh my god, it's just shot beautifully. When this movie comes out on Blu-ray, you need to get it on Blu-ray. I'm sorry, I just need to put that out there. Now, Lois Lane. Lois Lane had a much bigger role in this than I thought she was going to have. I thought she was going to be sidebarred. Like, yes, I knew she was in the movie, but I didn't think that she was going to be as pivotal, and I didn't think she was going to be as pivotal to the plot as she was. I didn't think she was going to be that important. And she ended up being kind of important. And I was just sitting there like, yo, I didn't expect that. Oh, shit. Like, I honestly thought she was just going to be sidelined. Like, I thought she was going to be in, like, a few scenes, and that was it. I didn't think she was going to be as important as she was. But I like the fact that they did that. Now, here's another thing that a lot of people was concerned about going into this movie. Everybody was bitching about how this movie was going to be crowded. I can tell you without spoiling you, this movie is not fucking crowded. Okay? Everybody's like, oh, this Justice League member in it, this Justice League member in it, this Justice League member in it. It might as well just be a Justice League movie. No. Everyone that... I'm not going to say who. Just know that the cameos that are in this movie are just that. They're fucking cameos. Like I said, I'm not going to say who. Even though I'm pretty sure almost everybody watching this knows which cameos are going to be in this movie. But just know that the cameos are just that. They're cameos. Whatever screen time that particular character had, it was less than a minute. So, even if... I can't even say that. Just know it was less than a minute. It was about a minute or less for each character that was a cameo in this. So, this is a 2.5-hour fucking movie. Wonder Woman is not a main character in this, but she's also not a cameo. So, she's in the movie, but she's not in the movie a lot. Like, she didn't overstep in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, she was there, but she wasn't a main character. A lot of people were worried, like, you know, this movie wasn't gonna circle around Batman and Superman, and it did. It was around Batman and Superman. Oh, that nightmare sequence. That nightmare sequence was crazy. There is so much more that happens in that nightmare sequence than the trailers show you. Oh man. Now, going back to the cameos. The cameos were crazy. To be honest, I actually like how they did it. And I seen reviews where a lot of people didn't like it. I liked how the cameos were done. And there's one cameo, I can't get into details, but I'm going to talk about this in the spoiler review. There's one cameo where I lost my shit once I figured out who it was. Oh my god. Okay. Um, Now, with all that being said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was a perfect movie. It wasn't a perfect movie. If I had to rate it, I would rate it about a 9 out of 10. Only because I truly enjoyed it. I understood where a lot of the storyline was going. I was able to follow it. I know a lot of people saying that they were confused. Look, I see how certain people were confused because this is a comic book movie made for comic book fans. This was made for DC fans. So, if you're not that heavy into comics and superheroes, I can see how you got a little confused. I get that. My girlfriend is not a comic book fan. She's not a comic book nerd, a superhero nerd. She's not like the rest of us that can sit here and be like, oh, that's a Dark Side Omega symbol. That means that Dark Side is coming. She's not gonna know what that means. But she enjoyed the film. She was able to keep up. She even said that she would sit down and watch that movie again. And to me, that's a win because my girlfriend represents the regular moviegoer, the non-comic book head. I represent the comic book head. So, like, with her being able to follow it and liking the movie, listen, the movie does not deserve the bad reviews and the way that the critics are pretty much not shedding, but completely destroying the film. Like, they're completely ripping the film apart in their reviews and just being critics. And this movie doesn't deserve that. Now, is it a perfect movie? No, it's not perfect. And to be honest, it does have a little bit of a slow build-up. But overall, it's still a good movie. They're saying that the movie isn't fun. What? You got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all on the same screen at the same time. Wonder Woman's never been on a live action movie ever. This is a history in the making movie. And this movie isn't fun? This movie is fun. Like, you can go to the movie and enjoy yourself. I really don't get what they're talking about. Like I said, I understand if you're not a comic book head, if you're not that much into the entire DC world, I understand how certain things can get confusing. I understand how you wouldn't be able to get certain things. Because there are things in the movie where you're not going to get it if you're not a comic book fan. You know what I mean? But like I said, this movie was made for fans. And I'm not just saying that because we all wanted the Trinity on the screen. No, I'm saying that because it's been stated. This movie is made for comic book fans. Now, not saying if you're a regular fan of the movieverse, you're not going to have fun with it. You're going to enjoy the movie. Like I said, I don't understand why critics are ripping this movie apart in their reviews. Like, I don't get it. Like, they're really saying, well, you guys know what they're saying, but I enjoyed the movie. Let me know down below in the comment section if you enjoyed this movie. Obviously, without any spoilers. Do not put any spoilers, because I'm going to go through it. No one is going to see it if you put a spoiler in the comment section down below. I'm not going to get spoiled because I saw the movie. So, just wait until I do the spoiler review. Now, with all that being said, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10 because I truly enjoyed it. I love the action. I love the storyline. Like, I like the build-up on what they're doing. Because this movie is like, it's letting you know, like, yo, this is the DC cinematic universe, or what they're calling the DC extended universe. This is the world that this movie is taking place in. They throw you in the DC universe, and it's like, yo, it's here. Like, you'll understand it better once you see the movie. But that's pretty much all I'm going to give away for right now. I know I might have left some stuff out, but I'll touch on as much as I can in the spoiler review. So stay tuned for that one, because there I will be getting into so much more details and talking about so much more that I couldn't talk about in this video. So again, Night Riders, post your comments down below. Let me know if you've seen the movie, if you still have any concerns about the movie. If you want to ask me certain things, feel free, ask me. Just know I will let you know if I can answer it, I'll answer it. If I can't answer it because it enters spoiler territory, I'll let you know that. That's pretty much what I'll let you know. If you ask me a certain question, I'll be like, listen, I can't answer that because it goes into spoiler territory. You just have to go to the movies to see it. You'll just have to see the movie in order to get that question answered. But if I can answer any of you guys' questions, then I will. So, hopefully, I boosted up your confidence into going to go see the movie. Because I know a lot of these critics and reviews that you guys have been hearing about was having you like, yo, maybe I shouldn't go see the movie. Oh, I heard the movie is horrible. I heard it's this, it's that. Form your own opinion. Go see the movie. And take it from there. Because only two things are going to happen. Either you're going to like the movie or you're not. Just go see it. Form your own opinion. Alright? Stay tuned until the spoiler reviews for the Night Riders that have seen the movie. Want to know my opinions about certain stuff that I couldn't touch on in this. And we're just going to have an all-out conversation in the comment section for that video. I already know it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully I did a good job. Let me know, if you guys enjoyed this review. If I should make it shorter, if I should do certain things differently. Let me know. I'm still getting used to doing this whole movie review thing. So, till next time, Night Riders. Onward to 10K. Ride or die, y'all. We out.